I never thought I would be the guy to end up writing something like this online. I've always considered myself to be the normal one in my family, the stable one, the responsible older son, the steady boyfriend, the guy who makes rational choices. And yet, somehow I ended up in a situation that has completely destroyed my trust in the two people I love the most. To really explain how I got here, I have to start at the beginning. I'm 28 years old, and until recently, I had been in a relationship with my girlfriend Anna for 4 years. We met in college when I was a senior and she was a sophomore. It wasn't some cheesy love at first sight moment, but there was definitely an instant spark. Anna had this way of lighting up a room. She wasn't just attractive, though she absolutely was. She had long brown hair, hazel eyes that always seemed to be laughing at some private joke, and a smile that could stop me mid-sentence. But more than that, she was smart, ambitious, and funny in this quick, sarcastic way that caught me off guard. We started dating casually at first, but before I knew it, she was basically living in my apartment. We studied together, cooked together, and eventually moved in officially after I graduated. Over time, people started calling us the golden couple. At weddings, our friends would nudge us and say, "You're next." At family gatherings, my parents would ask Anna to help in the kitchen while my mom winked at me. We didn't rush into engagement, but marriage was definitely in the future. Kids were too. I thought my life was heading exactly where it was supposed to. And then there was my younger brother Jake. He's 3 years younger than me, 25 at the time all this went down. Jake has always been different from me. If I was the responsible son, Jake was the opposite. He's charming, sure, handsome, even in that reckless bad boy kind of way. But he's also impulsive, unreliable, and constantly drifting between jobs, relationships, and half-baked schemes. Growing up, I always felt like I had to protect him. My parents worried about him a lot, and I tried to pick up the slack by being the dependable one. I got good grades, a stable job, a long-term relationship. Jake, meanwhile, was always the one you never knew what to expect from. Still, he's my brother, and no matter how many mistakes he made, I always stuck by him. When Anna came into the picture, she and Jake got along well enough. He made her laugh with his stories. She rolled her eyes at his wild behavior, and I never saw any red flags. Why would I? She was with me. He was my brother, that was that. About 8 months ago, my company landed a huge contract overseas. It was one of those career-making opportunities, and my boss told me straight up, "We need you there, in person, for 2 months." I remember the night I told Anna. We were eating takeout on the couch, Netflix playing in the background. 2 months? She repeated, setting down her fork. Yeah, I sighed. I know it's a long time. But this contract, it could mean a promotion, better pay, a real step up for us. She bit her lip, obviously disappointed, but then she nodded. Okay, we'll make it work. Just promise me you'll call every day. Every day, I said, and I kept that promise. While I was gone, we talked constantly, texts, calls, video chats. She told me about her day, I told her about mine. I missed her like crazy, but I told myself it was temporary. I was working for our future. Then, 1 month into the trip, everything changed. I was sitting in my hotel room late one night when Anna called. Her voice was trembling. "Babe, I think I'm late." I sat up straight. "Late? Like..." "I took a test," she whispered. "It's positive." She sent me a picture of the test. 2 pink lines staring back at me through the screen. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. Then suddenly I was grinning like an idiot. "Are you serious?" I said. "Yes," she said, a nervous laugh breaking through her voice. "We're going to be parents." I pressed the phone to my forehead, my heart racing. "Anna, that's amazing. I love you so much. I don't care if it wasn't planned. This is it. We're starting our family." I remember lying in bed that night, staring at the ceiling, smiling so hard my cheeks hurt. I kept whispering to myself, "I'm going to be a dad." For the rest of that trip, I couldn't think about anything else. Every call with Anna was filled with baby talk, nurseries, names, cravings. We weren't ready, but we'd make it work. We always did. When I finally came home 2 months later, Anna was already showing a little. She had that pregnancy glow people always talk about. I dropped my suitcase and hugged her tight, kissing her belly and whispering, "Daddy's home." She laughed, tears in her eyes, and for a while, everything was perfect. But then came the ultrasound appointment, and that's when my entire life began to unravel. The morning of the ultrasound, I remember being so excited I could barely sit still. I woke up early, made Anna breakfast in bed, and told her, "Today we get to see our baby for the first time." She smiled, but there was something in her eyes I couldn't place. Nervousness, maybe. Pregnancy hormones, I told myself. We drove to the clinic hand in hand. The waiting room was full of other couples, some smiling nervously, some holding ultrasound photos already. I squeezed Anna's hand and whispered, "That'll be us in a few minutes." When the nurse finally called us in, I thought my heart might burst. Anna lay down on the table, lifting her shirt. The doctor, a calm, middle-aged man, spread gel across her stomach and pressed the wand gently against her skin. The screen lit up with fuzzy black and white images, and I swear I forgot to breathe. "There it is," the doctor said, smiling. "That's your baby." I squeezed Anna's hand, my eyes glued to the monitor. My baby. But then the doctor's tone shifted. His smile faded just slightly as he adjusted the machine, took measurements, and typed something into his computer. He murmured. My chest tightened. "Is everything okay?" Yes, nothing's wrong," the doctor said quickly. "The baby looks healthy. Strong heartbeat. I'm just checking the gestational age." He tapped a few keys, then said, "Based on measurements, conception likely occurred about 7 weeks ago." I blinked. 7 weeks ago? I quickly did the math in my head. 7 weeks ago, I was still overseas. I hadn't even flown home yet. I felt my grip on Anna's hand loosen. My pulse was in my ears. "That can't be right," I said slowly. "I was out of the country 7 weeks ago." The doctor gave a polite smile. "Sometimes dates can vary by a week or so. Don't stress too much. I'll give you the official report." But my stomach had already dropped. We left the clinic in silence. Anna clutched the ultrasound photo in her hand, staring down at it like it might save her. My own copy felt like it was burning a hole in my pocket. When we got to the parking lot, I couldn't hold it in anymore. "Anna," I said, my voice trembling, "how is this possible? I wasn't even here 7 weeks ago." She froze. Her lip quivered. "Maybe the doctor was wrong." "Don't do that," I snapped. "Don't lie to me." "Just tell me the truth." Tears welled in her eyes. "Please don't make me." "Make you what?" My voice cracked. People in the parking lot turned to look. "Make you admit you cheated on me while I was gone?" She broke down then, sobbing so hard she couldn't stand. She sank to the pavement, covering her face with her hands. "Yes," she choked out, "I made a mistake." My heart stopped. "With who?" I demanded. "Tell me who." She shook her head violently. "It doesn't matter." "It was one night. I was drunk. I was lonely. Please don't leave me." "Who?" I roared. Her shoulders shook. She wouldn't look at me. Finally, in the smallest voice I've ever heard, she whispered, "Jake." For a moment, I thought I misheard her. "What? Your brother?" she sobbed. "It was Jake." I laughed. Not because it was funny, because it was so absurd, so impossible, that my brain couldn't process it any other way. "My brother?" I said, my voice hollow. "You slept with my brother?" She reached for me, tears streaming down her face. "It meant nothing." "I was drunk. I was so lonely without you. He came over, and one thing led to another." "Stop!" I yanked my arm back. "Don't you dare give me that cliche. Don't you dare tell me one thing led to another, like that explains anything." "I love you," she sobbed. "I only love you. Please believe me." But all I could see was her with him, my brother, my own flesh and blood. I drove home in silence. Anna cried the whole way, begging me to talk, begging me to say something. I couldn't. My mind was racing, my chest felt like it was caving in, and I honestly don't remember half the drive. When we got back to the apartment, I walked straight into the bedroom, grabbed a bag, and started throwing clothes into it. "Where are you going?" she cried, standing in the doorway. "I can't be here," I said, my voice flat. "I can't even look at you right now." Please don't leave me. We can fix this. It was a mistake, a stupid mistake. You're pregnant with my brother's child, I screamed. My voice cracked on the last word. How the hell are we supposed to fix that? She collapsed against the doorframe, sobbing so hard she could barely breathe. I shoved past her, bag in hand, and left. For the next 3 days, I went completely dark. No calls, no texts. I turned my phone off, stayed at a crappy motel, and stared at the ceiling until the patterns in the wallpaper started looking like monsters. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her face, then Jake's, then the two of them together. My chest ached constantly, like I was having a heart attack that never. When I saw that text from Jake, "Brother, we need to talk," I nearly smashed my phone against the wall, but I couldn't ignore it forever. He was my brother, and part of me needed to hear what excuse he could possibly have. We met at a diner we used to go to as kids, the kind of place with cracked red booths and waitresses who call everyone hon. Jake was already there, leaning back in the booth like he didn't have a care in the world. He gave me a half smile when I walked in. "Hey man," he said casually, as if we were just catching up over burgers. I sat down hard across from him, my fists already clenched. "Don't you dare act normal with me. Tell me what the hell happened?" He shrugged, running a hand through his messy hair. "Look, it wasn't planned, all right? She called me one night. She was upset. She had been drinking. I had been drinking too. One thing led to another." I slammed my fist on the table, rattling the salt shaker. "Stop saying that. That doesn't mean anything. You slept with my girlfriend of 4 years, and now she's pregnant. With your child, Jake winced, but didn't look nearly as guilty as he should have. I didn't mean for it to happen, bro. I swear. I'm sorry." "Sorry?" I spat. "You're sorry? You destroyed my entire life, and all you can say is you're sorry?" For a moment, the whole diner was quiet. People staring at us. I didn't care. Jake leaned forward, lowering his voice. "Look, I don't want to fight with you. It was a mistake, but the baby, it's here now. What do you want me to do? Pretend it doesn't exist?" I stared at him, my chest burning. "I want you to understand that you're not my brother anymore. Not after this." He froze, his cocky expression faltering for the first time. I stood up, tossed a few bills on the table for the untouched coffee, and walked out. 2 days later, I went to my parents' house. I couldn't keep this bottled up anymore. My mom opened the door, smiling when she saw me, but her face fell when she noticed my expression. "Sweetheart, what's wrong?" "Where's Dad?" I asked. "In the living room." I walked in, sat down, and for the first time in my life, I struggled to speak. My throat closed up. Finally, I managed, "Anna's pregnant, but the baby isn't mine." My mom gasped, covering her mouth. My dad leaned forward. "What are you saying?" "It's Jake's," I whispered. Silence, heavy, suffocating silence. My mom started crying immediately. No, that can't be true." My dad's face turned red. He stood up so fast the recliner slammed shut behind him. "That worthless idiot! I told him one day his recklessness would destroy this family." "Dad, I'll kill him," my dad snapped, pacing the room. "Sleeping with his own brother's girlfriend? Getting her pregnant? He's dead to me." "Stop," I said weakly. "Please, I can't handle more yelling. I needed to tell you." My mom sat beside me, taking my hand. "What are you going to do, honey?" "I don't know," I admitted. Part of me wants to disappear, start over somewhere new, pretend none of this happened, but another part of me, I still love her, and I hate myself for it. My mom squeezed my hand tighter. "Love can survive many things, but it can't survive betrayal this deep. You deserve better." For the next week, I was torn apart inside. Anna kept calling, leaving voicemails where she sobbed and begged me to come home. "Please," she cried in one of them. "I made a mistake, but I still love you. This baby doesn't change how I feel about you. We can raise it together. You'd be an amazing father." Her words twisted in my chest. I wanted to believe her, But every time I closed my eyes, I saw her with Jake. Meanwhile, Jake texted me a few times, trying to play it off like we could just move past it. One text even said, "Bro, maybe this is fate. Maybe you weren't meant to be with her. Maybe she and I deleted it before I finished reading. At night, I lay awake in my empty apartment, staring at the ceiling. Could I do it? Could I raise my brother's child? Could I pretend everything was normal? No matter how I turned it over in my head, the answer was always the same. I couldn't. Eventually, I knew I had to end it. For good. I went back to our apartment one last time. Anna was there, her belly just starting to show. She rushed to me the second I opened the door. "Please," she whispered, clinging to my shirt. "Please don't leave me. I love you. I can't do this without you." I pulled her arms away gently. "Anna, I can't." Her face crumpled. "Why? Because of Jake? Because of the baby? It doesn't matter whose it is. You'd be the real father. You'd be the one raising it. Don't you get it?" I said, my voice breaking. "Every time I look at you, I see him. Every time I look at your stomach, I think about what you did while I was gone. I'll never be able to forget." "Never." She collapsed onto the couch, sobbing. "It was a mistake. A stupid, drunken mistake. Don't throw everything away." Tears blurred my own vision, but I forced myself to stand tall. "You threw it away the second you slept with him." I kissed her forehead one last time, turned, and walked out. I didn't look back. It's been 3 weeks since then. Jake still tries to act like nothing happened, but I haven't spoken to him. To me, he's not my brother anymore. Maybe one day I'll forgive him, but not today. Maybe not ever. Anna texts me sometimes. She says she wants me at the birth. She says the baby deserves to know me, but I can't. Not now. My parents are broken, torn between their sons. But they've made it clear. They're on my side. They said Jake is out of the family until he takes real responsibility. And me? I'm just surviving. I go to work. I come home. I stare at the ceiling some nights, wondering how my life turned into this nightmare. But I also know one thing. I did the only thing I could. Staying would have destroyed me. Leaving was the only way to save myself. Maybe one day I'll find someone who won't betray me, someone who will truly love me. Until then, I just keep moving forward.